I want to talk about a bigger tweet that was blowing up, talking about smaller VTubers and their interactions. I feel like this is a really important topic to cover for everybody that is a content creator. I've talked about things like this before with a lot of my guide video stuff. All right, chat. So let's take a look here. Coming from Raiden this VT. Small VTubers, do you ever feel like you're annoying bigger VTubers by liking their stuff, engaging with their content often, gifting, grading, etc.? I have this fear that it seems like I'm trying to get noticed or ride off their coattails when I just want to support them. I think that this is a very common thing that I see a lot with smaller creators, that they're very worried that there is this pressure that people are going to say, oh, you're clout farming or you are riding on my coattails. And I want to say that I don't think this is true in the least bit. I think it is great that you are supporting bigger creators and smaller creators alike, right? I think that there is a lot of pressure on smaller creators that people are going to call them out and just like, you're clout farming, you're trying to, ride off of me, and you're like a succubus, you're trying to get something from me. I know it's a very tricky and, icy slope. But I truly believe that it's really important to continue to support the creators that you like and don't look so much into people trying to call you out for supporting them. So I did want to look at what people were having to say, oh my God, about the situation. So Raiden says, I have this fear often and try not to engage so much with a bigger VTuber and their streams and only a bit to support them sometimes to not make it look like I'm trying to leech off somebody. And I worry about that. I think there's a line that you cross with this. So for instance, like if you're supporting somebody in stream, or you're buying them gifts or stuff like that, I don't really feel like that's a big problem. But I feel like when you kind of step across it, maybe kind of like try to DM them and like get to good, like really know them like on a close level. I feel like that's maybe where that line gets crossed sometimes. When I talk about this, I'm very happy to have the support that I do. And I like to work with smaller VTubers, so I know that it feels a bit different for me. But I do think that it's great that you want to support the people that you love to watch. I do think that if you start to cross a line to a certain point, though, it does get to be a little bit parasocial. Honestly, it's pretty cool to engage with big creators. Like to people label others as clout chasers for trying to do so. And Cookie, I'm going to say this. I think this is the truth that maybe a lot of people won't speak. I think a lot of people get very upset and jealous that smaller creators have an interaction with a bigger VTuber. And they like to just be like, oh, you're clout chasing. Oh, you're parasocial. When really they just want to have interaction with bigger VTubers. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it. Personally, I don't. To me, I don't really see size. So like if you're bigger or smaller, like to me, you're a VTuber. I don't really care. I'm just going to talk to you. But I know my perception is very different. Darling Strawberry says that somebody who's somewhat in the middle. I'm personally honored when anyone wants to support me. It's usually really obvious that somebody's being genuine versus trying to use you. Exactly. Honestly, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Very much agree. I'm just happy that people even want to show up to my streams and like talk and hang out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just happy about that. I give this a lot before, but I moved this fear eventually. What to be scared about supporting anyway, true. If like 5 people say that you're clout farming, you could literally just be like, I'm interacting with my favorite creator, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you think that it's clout farming, maybe you need to take a step back. Let's go look at some of the quote retweets as well. Cup of Chai says, I used to rate people with 2 or 3 viewers. Support is support. I never forget the position I was once in before. Any type of growth, don't be afraid. I agree with that. If one person rates me, I'm happy with that because they chose to rate me. Like, why are we so concerned about the immediate thought processes? Oh, you're trying to get something from me. When most people's intention is not negative like that. And maybe I'm just a positive person and I look at the good in most everybody, but I feel like the intention should always be looked at as positive instead of negative. Mom H says one important lesson I've learned in life is that the vast majority of people who have perceived celebrity status are just like you at heart. Same hopes, worries, insecurities, trust everybody the same kindness and respect. They appreciate it more than you realize. Exactly. Literally, chat. I just told you, I don't see size. Like, I'm just happy to interact with people. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even matter. I'll tell you one thing that I had actually the other day. I was going back because I've been very busy. And I was looking back at all the people that chose to raid me. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the time to message people like I always do that raided me, whether it's my friends or new people and all that. And I messaged somebody and I said, hey, thank you so much for the raid. I have maybe a 2,000 follower account on Twitter. Not that it matters, right? But they were like, oh my God, thank you for messaging me. Like, I can't believe you would take the time to do that. And I'm like, well, of course I would. Like, why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? Like, why does it matter what size you are? Everybody should take the time out to be nice to somebody else, especially if they choose to raid you and share their community. Be thankful. I don't know. That's how I think about it. Holmes says, I have a problem. I do not care numbers you got. I'll talk to you. I'll bother you. Big, small, you're not safe. Start running. I like that. Leah Kitty says, even if you're being subtle and secret about it, I learned all the signs of those that are using me for personal gain. That's kind of what I was hinting at earlier. You cross a line and you know people are trying to get something out of you versus just wanting to be nice or be your friend. Dreamers both large and small. Father to me have used me before. If you're genuine and kind, please don't stress. We know your intentions are pure. Star says, I'm so glad somebody posted about this because yes, I do. Even sometimes with my friends who are bigger than me, I think maybe I'm interrupting them or that when I raid them, it's just like disturbing their peace or something. I don't know. I get into their mindset of hoping I show my support and love for them, even if I'm not super big creator. When in reality, any support is good support. I agree with that. I don't like message like some of my big friends because I know they're busy, right? But I do show up in people's streams a lot. Like that's my way of showing my support. And they know I don't want anything from them, right? I'm just there to be nice to them and just hang out. Me actually got trauma for that, being accused of even copying people. Then I try not to even talk to certain ones. And this is like an extreme, right? And that's really, really sad that people want to go that far. It's not even copying somebody. It's just you want to support your famous creator. And if somebody wants to draw parallels that probably don't even exist, that's on them. Don't let people stop you guys. So Rosie says, whenever any creators of any size decide to support me, this makes me feel very happy. On my lowest day, some kind words or sharing your community me, it really does make my day. Please know that little acts of kindness go a long way and they are never a bother. So what do you think, chat? What is your take on this tweet here? To be honest, the same people that call them are clout chasers would happily do the same. Exactly, Andy. Like, I'll tell you, I think they're just jealous that they had a big interaction with somebody. And you can tell when people are actually clout farming. You know what I mean? I'm glad somebody posted about this. I'm really glad they did. Because when I was smaller, I was afraid of bigger accounts. I mean, even now, chat, I'm afraid to raid like really, really big people because I genuinely understand that concern. You know, I would rather support smaller people or people around my size. And that's just me. It's honestly a fear I've seen and feel sometimes. Support who you want to support. Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. If you're so worried about what everybody else thinks, you'll never get anything done. And that's just a fact. Creators,
I have a confession to make. I have slowly but surely been siphoning away your viewers to my stream.
I knew it!
Part of my grand plan to overthrow
I
you
knew
and
it!
become a top tier creator.
It's all coming together now.
Follow me.
All coming together now.
/D's nuts.